Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Wow. I just noticed.
What'd you notice? That we're wearing the same shirts? Yeah, I just noticed too.
Wow.
All right, I just want to call this one up here.
Which one?
Hold on, this one. 2 degrees and cloudy in northern Minnesota.
I'm so sorry.
Holy crap.
That is crazy.
Dude, 2 degrees. Man, you could breathe and change the temperature. It's so cold. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. This is a question for you, Fernando.
What happened?
Frank, you know, Mr.
Frank
Kicker says, I have a question for Fernando.
Yes.
How are you connected from iPhone to GS9? I just got a Sony GS9. Any tips or pointers when using the GS9? What is the max undistorted volume? All the way up?
Yeah, all the way up.
I'm using JL Tweak 88 also.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You still have your GS9?
I still have my GS9. I have an iPhone.
How are you connecting your iPhone to your GS9?
You can connect it USB normal and the USB in the front. It plays fine.
USB to Lightning?
Yeah, USB to Lightning, normal.
Okay.
And
which isn't there two?
Has the
micro,
USB, and the USB,
the full size,
the regular USB.
So basic hookup would be full size USB to Lightning in the bottom of the phone.
Yeah.
Now, when you want to do HD tracks, what's the protocol there?
Then you get, like I say, I have an iPhone, so I have the camera adapter from Apple,
which is a Lightning adapter to USB.
To USB, correct. And then just connect it to your phone, and then the micro USB connects behind the Apple adapter.
And so you plug. So basically, it's Lightning camera kit. USB to micro USB in the front, which is the high res input for that.
And that will be the high res music that you can get like that.
So those are the two connections. So when do you differentiate between the two? Like, when do you switch it up? When you're feeling saucy, or just?
When I actually want to listen, Bluetooth, you can do Bluetooth, perfectly fine. But if you want to listen and hear, yes, I do that. I do the camera.
So when it's just you in the car?
When that's just me in the car and I just want to spend half an hour just sitting in the parking lot, this is it.
All right.
That's it.
And then, of course, there's no clip on that as far as volume output. So you might get a clip from your DSP if you have your gain set too high, but you're not going to distort the input from a GS9. Well, there you go. Good job.
It is good.
All right. Way to go. Thank you.
I love for the GS9.
And it's gone now. It's so sad.
No, it's not. Well, yes.
What's up, guys? Pouring down here. Oh, man.
That's
sucks.
Crazy.
Yeah, that sucks. Cali is raining. But that's kind of weird. I got to be honest with you. That is kind of weird because it doesn't really rain in Cali.
Yeah.
Hello from Vegas. Replacing my broken HDMI port on my PS5. What you guys work out today? It's funny. You should. Yeah. So, we worked on a BMW 3 Series today, and with the pack kit for that, and as anyone is, the problem with the BMW, which is when we were it's back in the day when we used to help pack do stuff, we were helping them work on their BMW kit, and we got the beta and we put it in, and we found out something that they apparently knew, but no one bothered to tell the engineers, is that the car goes to sleep after 20 minutes and it shuts everything down, including the constant 12 volts. So the radio kept wanting to do that. So we, of course, just ran a power wire, and then it did. Anyways, needless to say, we shot a video on it a long time ago. It was a lot of fun. But today we worked on a BMW. And one of the things that PAC didn't address when it came out was the retaining the seat heaters.
Yes.
That's something the Metro does. But in order to do that, I'm getting to the purpose of why I thought this was anything to do with a broken HDMI, is that you have to pull a cable off of the factory circuit board and then put a longer one on it. And of course, when I go to pull the thing off, because it's old and crappy, the whole pin configuration, the whole pin assembly came right off the circuit board with the plug. And I was like, oh, great. This is wonderful. So then I sat there with my soldering gun for the next, 10 minutes soldering on 50 little tiny feet. That was so much fun.
Crazy.
Yay. But so I can relate to that,
Yeah.
if you're having to do soldering. 50 watts with DSP and efficient speakers, or 100 watts, no DSP, low efficiency speakers. No, dude, DSP every time. DSP for the win. 100%.
50 watts is good.
Yeah. 50 is good, 70 is better, 100, that's a lot.
120.
To me, that sounds like two products. That sounds like the Prima from Audison or the PS8 from ARC. Now, the ARC, both of those are being replaced right now. The Prima is still available. And then you have the Prima Forza, which is like 75, 70, 75, 85 watts, which is nice. And then you have the new, this guy right here, which is the new ARC Audio Blackbird, which is also
the Blackbird.
Very nice. And then, not to exclude Helix, because Helix also has their versions of these amplifiers. Yeah. So there you go. But the reason why it made me think of Prima is because that's the one cool thing about the Prima system is that you buy the amplifiers, you buy the speakers, and everything's made to play nice together.
Yes.
So it's pretty cool.
For sure.
What's up, Pizza Dave?
Hey.
Now I'm hungry for pizza. Damn it. Raining in Phoenix. Oh, that's a tragedy. Memphis kicker and audio control plus audio control LC2i Pro setup. Good. Something you would recommend, or would you do different? Setup. You got a 1500 watt amp, you got two 12s, you got an audio control plus LC2i Pro. There again, none of this in itself it's all good product. It's all will do the job. I don't have any problem with any of this. The only thing I which is just a mental thing, which is none of it matches. Oh my god! Oh. But no, other than that, it's perfectly cool. That's all great stuff. That's gonna sound wonderful. Oh, what's up, Angel? What's up, guys? It's crazy cold in Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah, screw that.
What's up, man?
Hey, before we get too deep into this, I just wanted to talk. Oh crap! Hold on. I just wanted to talk about one of our sponsors. Real quick, and that is ResoNix Sound Solutions, premium automotive sound treatment and solutions. In a second, I'll put a little ticker across the bottom to tell you how to get to their page. One of the cool things I would suggest doing for anything, whether you're in the mood for ResoNix or just basically if you want to know anything there is to know about sound treatment, scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and where it says resources, click on the tab. There's two tabs here. One says independent testing, and one says reference information and guide. These are two great pieces, really awesome references of just data for you guys that like to do data mining. You like to read cool stuff. You like to see what's going on. This is it, man. It's all right here. So scroll on through this, watch a cool video, and just check it out. You might learn something or two, and hey, at the end of the day, you might want to pick yourself up some of the ResoNix products. So that's all I got for you. Thank you, ResoNix, for being a sponsor of the show. Now, I want to come in here because we were this color the other day. See, we're going to do, what color are you thinking? What are you feeling right now? Like
purple.
That? Oh, you want to go more purple? Purple looks good. All right, we like the purple. So, yes, thank you. Thank you for that. All right, moving on. What do you got for me? Hi from Canada. I'm going to be there in March.
Yes, you do.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah.
Going to Toronto for the CMA, not the Country Music Awards, the Canadian Mobile Audio. It's like a knowledge fest for Canada.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited to be going there. I'll be going there with Automobility.
Automobility.
Not to be confused with the speaker company.
Automobile.
That just screws up my head. But anyway.
Yeah.
Automobile.
Yeah,
see, it's too much. All right.
So
onward and outward.
All right, did you reply to the Memphis?
I just did read that. Hold on, let me go here. Fernando.
Yes.
I have a 2019 Edge with the BO system, but upgrading the system with a couple amps and a Hertz Milli Pro 6.5 component. But want to know if I used the Rockford FRS1
or the audio control, the DSR1 you meant.
Yeah, DSR1.
Yeah.
So right now the DSR1 isn't BO compatible.
No.
So first thing you need to do is integrate into the BO.
Correct.
And to do that, there's several options available to you right now, which is kind of cool.
Yes.
It's just a matter of who's shipping.
Yes.
So first off, you have the Nav TV.
Yep.
Next, you have the
Pack and Pro.
Let me do this.
Yep.
And then I'll press here, and then I'll remove the question.
Yep.
And so first off, you have the Pack audio piece that is supposedly shipping now.
Mm-hmm.
Maestro isn't available yet. However, theirs will be available in the next 2 months, but it's not available today. Metra makes a piece for it that comes with a DSP.
Yeah.
Which is, they make a basic and a pro. Nav TV, like I said, also makes a piece, and Mobridge makes a piece as well. So one of those 4 companies is the first step you need to do in getting the BO interface. Now, once you have the interface, you can go with any DSP you like, but you will need some form of a DSP because there's no real control. You've stripped all the equalization out of the system. So
yeah, you have to communicate with the factory radio. Yeah.
Now you can use a DSR1 out of any one of those pieces. That's up to you. But yes, DSP.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to answer that for you.
No. That's it.
Hey. I know how you're just. I answered that one.
Okay.
Good morning from Sydney.
What's up?
What's up from Mexico?
Hey, Mexico.
Was that
Puebla?
Okay. Yep.
Puebla, Mexico.
Puebla. Any pro tips for installing my new hybrid Integras in the rear of my 2016 F-150s, including the crossovers? Please help to explain in a way that will help me win the Clean Wire Club contest. Okay, right. So there's actually a pretty decent video about this in the Car Stereo Lab. It's an older one. It's one of the first few that we did where we took Fernando's car and we put the first pair of Phoenix Golds in the car. And we took you through the whole process of mounting the crossover in the door because that's something you're probably going to have to do. We explain why we mounted it, where we mounted it. We also go over the harness that you need to buy from Amazon so that you can mount it to the physical door panel and make it removable so you can keep it fully serviceable and treat it like it's actually supposed to be there as opposed to just like, I'm going to put it somewhere on the door. I would check that out. So that's going to be in the Car Stereo Labs playlist. Just go back to one of the beginnings, and I think it's something like we put speakers in the car.
Also, if you want to check, it's a video. It's called How to Wire Your Amp Rack Like Dean. You can go step by step, and he tells you step by step what to do. What is the process of every single zip tie and everything. So
yeah, I feel like I'd make one of those every month, and it would be okay. Let me know. Should I make one of those every month?
Yeah. All right.
But okay. Pioneer 4200. Sometimes CarPlay works. Sometimes it just says iPod 1. I hate to say this, and I really do. But the problem is the 4200. It's end of life, man. It's old. And I know hey, look, I'm old. I don't want to get thrown out. Did you know Sylvester Stallone is 75? We were talking about that today because I just watched the first episode of his new show just to tease me. But anyways, the 4200 is kind of, it's long in the tooth. It definitely is. I get it. If you've already tried a different cable and that didn't solve the issue, it's just what it is, man. It's just getting old. It's just getting old. I know no one wants to hear that. It was a great radio. The 4200 was a benchmark radio, but the bench has moved, and now they're sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. Trust me, I get it. I hate being the bearer. I hate doing it, but I think that's where we're at on that one.
Yeah. All right.
Dean, had a shirt in another video. Do you even wire type bro? Where do I get it? Hold on.
Where? Right here.
Is it on there?
Yeah. Hang on. It's
load more.
Right there.
Okay, so I'm going to click on Fernando's laptop. You mean this shirt right here that you can get at dnfswag.com. That's right, dnfswag.com. As you can see, do you run DNF? Jeff Smith. Do you even zip tie, bro? Yeah, that's them.
And if you are of Nord, you can get a hoodie.
Yeah, totally. And a sweater. So yeah, that's dnfswag.com. And it's dnfswag.com. Because we found out afterward that DNF stands for did not finish. If you're a race fan, which I am not. So, apparently we can't use that. What's up, El Fernandez? That's a great picture of us, by the way. I love that he uses that.
Yeah.
Dean, have you had a chance to use the Sony? Not yet. Opinions? None.
Comment.
Actually, so we're trying. Today was funny. And you know what? Since you brought it up, we'll kind of hit on it just a little bit. One of the things that's a problem with the end of the year here is that we're really backed up against the end of the year wall. 12 days of Christmas are coming up, starting the 10th. We're really trying. First week in January, we're going to draw the winners for the Clean Wire contest at Mobile Solutions Master Tech Expo. There's still time to win. Still time to enter, I should say. My bad. There's still time to enter if you would like to enter to possibly be brought in to compete. We've talked about it enough. We'll talk about it more next week. It's one of the things we're going to be spending time on. But the days between the end of the year are getting thin. So we are going to start working on that and unboxing and doing all that fun stuff. But before we do that, next week, I have to take time to make my Installer of the Year video. So that is going to drastically screw up the week as far as getting out regular scheduled content that we normally like to do. So because it's due next Sunday. So I'll be spending a lot of time.
The stream is low resolution, guys. It's not RN. No, probably because I have mine and I'm streaming this one.
Yeah, we got
and this one in my laptop. So
yeah, we can on this. I think it's your end.
Probably.
Are you at my house? You must. I bet she's watching it from my house.
From your house?
Are you at my house? I feel like you might be at my house because my cable sucks right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, so what I'm getting at is
stream is fine.
We're going to be. Next week is going to be weird, but don't worry. The nice thing is once I get this video done, I'll for one be a lot happier and a lot more relieved. But right after that, we're going to roll right into what you guys are waiting for, the 12 days of Christmas. So we'll be talking more about that as time goes on, which is pretty cool because we got 12 awesome vendors that we're not going to tell you yet. They're going to be that donated some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So it ought to be cool. Well, it is going to be cool. It's not ought to be cool. Hi, guys.
What's up?
It's also cold here in the Netherlands. Last week you had a subject about the A-class sound in the Moscone amps. How do you compare this with the bias control on the Ground Zero? It's very similar. The difference is that the big difference between the two, I guess, is to say the Moscone does what they call, that Nick calls the slide, meaning it's capable of going from A rolling up into AB when it needs to be more efficient. That guy right there is not. It just draws a lot more current and gets really, 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 really hot. But they both sound really good. This one is half the price. You can hear, but yes, the difference is heat for sure.
Yeah.
What is he yelling?
He's just laughing.
I'm gonna have to go in there and give my Junior up front. I'm gonna headlock him, beat him up.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's kind of the difference. If you want to experience full bias, on like the affordable tip, that's an awesome amp to do. The Uranium, oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You would not kick it out of bed at all. Like, I love that. That's why it's right there, because it's like, damn, man. Just go get one of those. JL is not a contributor. They are not a contributor.
No,
no, they're not. They're nice guys. They're nice guys, but they're not a contributor.
No contribution for that.
But Today's Christmas, Rock for Kicker, jail, out of control, or something. No jail. Yep, no jail. We didn't. To be fair, we didn't ask. We asked. We had a list. We asked 12 people, and and then we didn't. When we got down, we didn't have to ask 13. So it was like, because there again, last time it got out of control.
And also it's been these past years been crazy. You don't. Yeah. Oh, you already answered that one.
It is low quality for me. Also, definitely not on my end. Hey, anything's possible. I mean, we're monitoring it here.
I'm checking right here in my phone and the laptop.
I apologize. It's the one thing I can't control. But anyways, let's move on. What else you got for me?
All right.
Thank you, ResoNix. Like I said, check them out, ResoNixSoundSolutions.com, and see what they have for you. Go back to.
I just got some Italia.
Oh, Hi-Fi Italia
speakers installed, and they blew my audio froze away. Really? Hey, that's when you'll find out different speakers.
Well, but there again, everyone's looking for something.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big fan of Morel, but I'm not going to tell you guys, oh, you need to go out and buy this.
Right.
I like the way Audi Frog sound. You like the way Focal sounds. I don't hate Focal. I just, if I've got a choice, I will sit and listen to them. I didn't care for the Grand Utopias.
Yep.
I had that set of Dines that one time that we listened to that was really nice. There again, when I was overseas, I listened to a lot of exotic speakers that I was just like, holy crap, these are amazing. But everyone has a certain sound that they're on the hunt for, and if something doesn't do it for you, it's not that speaker's fault. It wasn't your cup of tea.
Yeah.
So, you're always on the hunt. Everyone's like, I want to buy one set of speakers. It's like, okay, well, I would love to buy one pizza that I liked forever and ever and ever. And some people will settle on cheese and that's all they ever, but other people are like, no. The hunt for the perfect pizza.
Can you put sprinkles on the top?
The hunt for the perfect pizza goes on.
Yeah.
And the hunt for the perfect pair of speakers.
That's right.
You found a more perfect pair of speakers. And that's awesome.
You seem to like mid and tweeter.
Who, me?
Like mild tweeter. I'm sorry.
I like a mild tweeter.
Yes.
Yeah, I like a mild tweeder.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. I do like a mild tweeter. Looking at the Maximal Ultra 602 HE Mark IIs. Wow. For my 2022 Ford Bronco front stage and coax Morel the rear. Any amp or speaker recommendations, music genre varieties. So the thing you want to look at as far as amplifiers in any situation, whether it's the Bronco or not, is where are you going to put the amplifiers? In the Bronco, there's very little space for amplifiers. If you're trying to be like usable, like keep everything in it, there's that passenger side rear compartment that a lot of people love to stuff the amplifiers into because there's room. So I would keep that in mind as a really good spot to put your amplifiers. So don't go out and buy, keep compact, maybe DSP built-in type stuff.
Yeah.
Would be my recommendation for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Integrating a 2019 Forester non-premium. Can I use LCQ1? What else would I need? Yeah. I mean, okay. So LCQ1 is this EQ piece right there.
Yeah.
It's an analog style equalizer. I know that. Oh my gosh, analog. Who uses analog anymore? But it is an analog style EQ high level to low level adapter. If all you're looking to do is equalize the sound, add your salt and pepper to it, it's a wonderful product to do that. We used those exclusively for a really, really, really long time, and they had great results. And with that particular radio, that's already got like delay or all pass filter. It's got all pass filters built into it, so it's already trying to do a center thingy. Just adding some equalization to it would be great. I think that would be wonderful. You should put a link on the tool page
for the swag.
Yeah, there was a reason why we didn't do that. I don't remember what it was at the time when I was building the 2 pages. They wouldn't do this together for some reason. But the DNF swag is attached in the YouTube channel. Like if you click on a YouTube, it's usually right below it.
Mike.
But yeah, it's one of the things that I need to do. I know there's a lot of things I need to do, like take time off, get a life. Remember, I'm married and have a kid. You know, friends like Mike, go hang out with them. But in the meantime, I'm going to work like a dog, make a ton of videos, and, you know, keep everyone entertained. You know, are you entertained? Fernando's one of Fernando's favorite movies.
Yeah.
All right, that's been bugging me. There we go. How do I determine which audio control DSP I need, the 608 or the 810?
That's a great question.
That is a good question, and that portrays that. Okay. And there, okay, I'm going to do this and go, hey, sponsor of the show for this next segment is Audio Control. Thank you, Fernando, for pointing that out. All right, when choosing the DSP, do I need a 608? Do I need an 810? Well, conveniently enough, a lot of DSP manufacturers take the model number, and that usually means how many channels it is, input, output. So in this case, a 608 is 6 channels of input, 8 channels of output, or 8 channels of input, 10 channels of output. Now, what does that all mean? If I have, let's say, a basic radio in the car or an aftermarket radio, so if I have a basic radio that's just front speakers and rear speakers, that's 4 channels. Or if I have an aftermarket radio that has front rear sub, that's 6 channels. I was going to do like this, but
6 channels.
6 channels. Woo! All right, so that's my input. Now my output is how many outputs do I need to power? So 8 is on the 608. So if I'm going to do front tweeter, front mid, rear, and sub, that's 7 channels. That's it. There's an 8th channel that you could possibly do a center channel you want, or use it for whatever, but you're tapped out at that point. Now, if you want to do tweeter, mid bass, rear, sub, well, that's 9 channels. So that means you're going to need 10 channels of output. So that would be you need the 810. The other thing to determine on the 810 as far as input goes is, let's say you're hooking into something that has a factory amplified system. Well, if it's just, let's say, like the old Chevy was, trucks was a speaker in the corner of the dash, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 on the doors, 5 and 6 for the rear, and 7 was the sub. Well, that means I'm going to need an 810 because I have 7 channels if I'm trying to retain the rear. Now, if I'm only trying to retain the front, I can do a 608. And there again, a 608, I can also do tweeter, mid bass, sub, and just do front stage, active, and sub. So it only has to do with...
Arturo!
Hey, Art. It only has to do with how many channels you're feeding it in and how many channels you want to go out. Whichever one is bigger is the one you have to buy. That's it. That's the only difference between the two. Performance-wise, they're identical.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right. So this one is it's good too. I have a Kenwood DDX 8906S. My installer put the adapter to charge my Android phone. It charged the phone, but I can do updates on the radio because it doesn't reach the stick. What do I do? The second one coming out is the same. By the way, I don't want to take the radio off.
What kind of radio is it?
It's a Kenwood.
Oh.
So,
well, that sucks.
Unfortunately, you're
gonna have to
take the radio out. Yeah, and use an adapter. So every time you're gonna unplug it, plug it back in, you can do your updates, charge your phone, do Android Auto, CarPlay, whatever.
This is one of those things where customer versus installer happens a lot, where we'll have somebody that wants to do something a certain way, and we'll be like, no. And they'll be like, well, no. And I'll be like, no. And here's why. Yeah. And that's purely because I don't want to have this conversation with you 6 months from now when the software radio needs an update. And you're like, well, and then you go, well, you did it that way. And I go, no, you wanted it that way. And then I got to start with that. So a lot of the times we get people that ask these questions, we're like, no, we're gonna put, if it's got 2 USBs, one's going in the glove box, or one's mounting there, or we're gonna put a dual USB on there. But we're not gonna run a specific cable that is not the one that the radio doesn't provide, because if it goes bad or anything like that, I just don't want to deal with it. So
we are getting, sucks. Yeah, we are getting the Mosconi Pro 830. Wow, crazy. And the 430. Ooh, you will be happy. You're going to be happy.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I mean, yeah. Why would you not? I mean, I'm waiting for next year. Hopefully we'll get 832. I have the GM OS4 and an ASWC. So those are Metro interfaces for GM, if you're just wondering. I'm having to change the radio from a Sony. Which stereo do you recommend that I just plug and play, not wanting to struggle with any reprogramming? So any one of the Sonys is obviously going to work. Sony just came out with 2 new radios that are double DINs, which
the
are really
4000 and the 7000, I believe.
There you go.
Yep.
If you want to do a floating screen, you can check out the 8000 or, of course, the brand new 9500. Mm-hmm. But the new double DINs that he just mentioned, those are pretty sexy. You know, it's like the first time Sony has kind of listened to people like Ada and come out with a radio that everybody kind of wants at a reasonable price, and pretty awesome. So thank you, Elias, for noticing. Yes, we match. We called each other up this morning because he, was late.
Hey, what are you wearing? So. Oh, I want to wear the same thing. All right.
I'm wearing shorts though because I have sexy legs and he doesn't.
I have sexy legs. I just like to hide them.
You're an ostrich.
I like to hide them.
Okay, Chicken Little. What is this? With amplified hybrid 62s, how do you think a factory deck powered Tempo Ultra 42 Integras would sound as a center channel? Crappy. All right, so here's the thing. I'm not against deck power, okay? Not against it. The problem is controlling the level of the deck power, okay? That is where it just kind of all goes to pooey. Because, let me give you a case in point. When we do a front stage upgrade where we're retaining the deck power to power the rear speakers, we'll only do it in a way where we can control the rear speakers, meaning either through fader or through aftermarket radios level control. A lot of them have external level control where we can bring them down. The reason why we need to bring them down or have control over them is because the amplifier that's built into the radio or factory does not operate the same as the preamp sections do. So if I'm turning up the volume on, let's say, an aftermarket radio, the deck power is like this, where, it tops out, and this goes like that. So this is going to be topped out way before this is, and this is a really good representation of that. So I need to control this and bring it back down so that they move up together and they both top out at the same time. If you take a distortion, oscilloscope, any type of detection device to the deck power versus the preamp power, you'll see that the deck power clips out way faster. We used to do radio dynos if you just want to see what I'm talking about. And so that means that you have to set your radio up for the lowest common denominator, which is going to be deck power, which sucks because now you have to turn your gains up more because you're not going to be getting the voltage output that you were hoping for. Which, again, that sucks too because you're hoping that you're going to always remember to turn it to this number and never higher, and that'll never happen. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking about a center channel, the center channel is like, dude, it is the most like you have to have control of your center channel. I mean, you need to be able to adjust the crossover. You need to adjust the level. If you can't do that, don't even screw with it because it is going to be, you're going to get an echo where it's just going to do all kinds of weird crap. And you're going to be like, what the heck is going on? So, no, I mean, please don't. Go ahead and try because why not? But please don't. Dean, when tuning the DM608, what should I adjust the input gain at? 0 dB, -3. I have a 2022 Ford F-150 XLT with the base radio, 4 speakers, tweeters tied into the front speaker wires. First things first, make sure you add some load resistors. So audio control, AC, LGD greens. Can you pull those up real quick?
Yeah, of course.
You're going to need those. If you don't have them on there, trust me, you're going to need them. You're just going to need them. It's totally worth it. Let me pull up Fernando's laptop. That's these guys right here. So get a set of those, please, for the love of God, and put it on there. It's going to stabilize the load of the factory radio and make your life way happier so you don't blow up your speakers, specifically the tweeters. Now, when setting up, I always start, when I start tuning, I always start at -3 dB.
What's up?
That's just where I start tuning at. That way, I have plenty of room to go through and do what I want. Meaning, if I have to bring something up just because I have to, like if I have to bring something up 1 dB, I've got plenty of room. I'm not going to hurt anything by doing that. Now, in the end, it will not stay at -3 dB. I'm going to look at what I've done in the EQ, and then I'm going to start bringing the level up until I'm happy with the results. But I always start low just because it works. I guess it's a trick that Jeff showed me a while ago, and it made a lot of sense, and I started doing it, and that's just what I do now, and I'm happy doing it that way. It's just kind of like, some people tie their left shoe before they tie their right shoe. Both get your shoes on your feet, but
I tie both of them at the same time.
You are.
Yes. 2019 Sierra.
Yes.
Hook up an Alpine KTA 450 to the factory non-amplified stereo. Now, door dinger signal lights are way loud.
Yeah.
And of course, it's going to be way louder.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yep.
So there's a couple different solutions for this problem, none of which you're going to like. That's the reality of it. You can get, like I said, none of these you're going to like. The first solution for it would be to get this guy right here, which is the PAC AP GM61. That's going to give you a preamp section. It's going to be like $450, and you're going to be like, screw that. The second is to get the Metra version of it, which is a high level to low level interface with a 10-band parametric EQ on it. AX DSPX, that guy. Now, what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to put, I think it either comes with a notch filter already in it, or you can adjust it actively to turn that chime down.
Marty?
What you need is you need the ability to put a notch filter in there so that it just takes that one frequency, the one that's dinging like a madman, which with an RTA you can see that, and just pull it down.
Like a madman,
because there's no other way to do it. Now, the only other way to do that is to go into the radio, go into your convenience settings, find where it says chime level control, and turn it down. Now, if you see that, you'll notice that it doesn't go all the way down. To unlock that little feature, you have to know somebody at the dealership that's not a douchebag and is willing to work with you, because they're going to need, well, that's the reality of it, because they're going to have to plug it into their programmer, and then they can manually go in and turn it down from there. Good luck with that one. Yeah, I mean, but that's the problem. Ding. God, the ding is terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I feel your pain. I totally feel your pain. The audio control DSP is getting a software upgrade soon. I mean, you didn't hear that from me. Hope the internet isn't blurry where he was at. I'll do it again. It's not like I have a thumb drive in my bag right now that may or may not. Just but if it was to get one, let me tell you what.
Okay.
What?
It's hard to install typically a Honda or a Hyundai.
Hyundai.
For sure.
Yeah, Hyundai for sure.
Yeah,
Honda.
Honda's easier.
Yeah.
Honda. One screw.
Yeah.
Take the door out.
I'll take a Honda any day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I
simpler.
Don't get me wrong. I've got my ass kicked by a few Hondas. Okay. But you only get your ass kicked once.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and it's usually your fault.
Yeah.
Because you were like, you overthought that. You stupid. And you're going, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But no, that's Hondas, yeah, totally. I'll take a Honda any day. Hyundai, ugh, Jesus, what were they thinking?
to say.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Hi again.
Hi.
Hi. Hey.
You're
What is your recommendations for an 8-inch free air sub going in the rear deck of
the
a?
Hyundai? We talk about Hyundais.
There's two. I got two for you.
Okay.
The first one is going to be the Pioneer. The little Pioneer, you know.
Yeah, 8-inch. Yeah.
That's it. The second one, which I know you're not expecting, is going to be JBL's. So JBL has their little rear deck speaker that is the cork that screws. So it's a threaded bezel that mounts into it. So you screw it down and then you twist it to adjust the height up and down so that it lines up where it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So it will couple with the rear deck, which is important when doing something free air, is that you want to make sure. The most important thing about free air subwoofers is making sure that you get that subwoofer up to the hole and that you can focus all that energy up through the hole. Because what will happen is if you don't do that, you're just going to get a lot of, because you're going to get cancellation from the front and the back side of the woofer communicating with each other, or just the waves are crashing. So I have a Kicker CS as a center channel now. Would the tempo be better at all? 2016 F-150 high level input into a D5 1300 with fader or 100 watts than before. So the CS is going to be a lot louder than the tempo, because the CS is way more efficient than the Tempo Ultra. So if you're going for loudness, no. If you're going for something that sounds more natural and smooth, yes, because the characteristics of the speaker are totally different. So there you go. Hey, at the top of the page,
yes,
we have our next sponsor that's going to take us to the end of the show, and that is Focal America. Focal America just came out with 2 new great lines of subwoofers. And the great thing about them is one is a conventional deep subwoofer, and the other one is a shallow mount. Both of them are high efficient, low power handling subwoofers. So for you guys that don't want to put a ton of power in your car, thinking maybe a Key 501, and you want something that basses hard and sounds really good, check out their new shallow or regular depth subwoofers. You can find them at focalamerica.com under the subwoofers tab. Moving on. DIY 2021 F-150, a little intimidated by the components. I need to retain steering wheel controls and other factory functionality, as well as get a flat signal to the amp, stock radio. Thank you. All right, so first things first, let's kind of break this down into what it is. 2021. Right now, if you're looking for a T-harness to get into a 2021, pack-audio.com does offer the T-harness for you. So you can pick that up at pack-audio.com. I don't know, I'm going to switch it. We covered it earlier, but pack-audio.com. They make a T-harness for that car. As far as retaining steering wheel controls and other factory functionality, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to go away. The only thing you're going to grab is the speaker level output. So if there's sound passing over them, there'll still be sound passing over them when you're done. So if, like chimes and back, all that stuff still goes where it needs to go. It's just now going to go through the whole system. You will need load resistors, meaning you will need to hook up the audio control LCD greens that we just showed like 5 minutes ago in the show, because you need to load that factory radio down so you keep it stable and not having an issue. Now, the flat signal to go to your amplifiers is going to be the issue. There's a couple different ways you can do that. The first way is, depending if you're intimidated by any of this, you're going to be super intimidated by the next thing I recommend, which is if you want to download Forescan from the crazy, scary internet place that does it and pay them, well, then you can watch a bunch of videos. You can go in, you can reprogram your truck to give yourself a flat signal. Kind of scary. However, that's up to you. The second way to do it is a little bit easier. That would be to get something like a Kicker Key. A Kicker Key will DEQ the stereo for you, magically pressing buttons on the side of it to give you a nice flat output to go into your DSP or your amplifiers, as you said. The Kicker Key is great. It's a 2-channel device. You can use it on your front 2-channel outputs, and you can buy 2 of them, use it on your front, use it on your rear. Typically, we don't worry about the rear because the rear and the front is what's more important. The other thing, too, that you can do, the third option is to get a DSP that has de-equalization circuits built into it. A lot of your more expensive premium audio DSPs will have that functionality. So, for example, like the Moscone. You have Moscone, you have Hertz, you have Audison, you have ARC. A lot of these DSPs now have de-equalization circuits built into them that are doing stuff like the Kicker Key is doing. Probably not as well. The Kicker Key is pretty magical.
Yeah.
And for the amount of money you spend on it, it's definitely magical. It's like $150. So that kind of takes you through answering all of that. So good luck. Don't be intimidated. Go slow. Watch all our videos. We've done a lot of these.
All right.
Can you put Stinger Roadkill on plastic components to stop them from rattling? And do they make a black sheets?
Yes. Yes, they do. And yes, you can put it on. I would definitely recommend to put the Ultimate. The Ultimate, if you are, because it has the foam, it has the butyl and the aluminum together. So that will give you better.
It's thicker.
Yes.
The reason why he recommends that too is because most of the time you're putting on a panel that is going to go up against something. When you just put the butyl with the aluminum on it, which they do make, is the Stealth is the black one you're looking for. Get it? Stealth. You can't see it. But doing the Ultimate with the foam, if you just have the metal on there and you put it up against something and it's touching, you could get that. If you do something with the foam, you're not going to have that problem because it adds that extra layer of push onto it. So it's like a lot of times if you've ever watched us, that was weird. If you've ever watched Fernando do a door panel, obviously a lot of Instagram shows, a lot of videos that we've done, he will use the Ultimate on the inside of the door panel, painstakingly covering every inch. So that when it goes back on into that nice metal or plastic, it just like fits right into place and it's nice and tight.
Now, you know, sometimes the clips, the plastic clips, that's what they hit. So if you put the plastic in the regular butyl, the regular roadkill, it's still making that kind of noise. When you do the Ultimate, it has the foam, it gives you a better chance. So.
Have you used the Downfire Kicker L7T sub boxes? Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I have one that I need to put in Haley's car that they sent us. But yeah, no, it's so they're coming out with a new Comp RT.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. They're coming out with a new amplified boxes.
Yeah.
Which are the downfiring, 8, 10, 12 round Comp RTs. And it was like, cool. When is the L17 amplifier one? And they're like, dude, come on. I'm like, no. I mean, because don't get me wrong, we've known about this for a while now, like I don't know, 8, 10 months. And it was like, so we're looking around and going, where's the L17? And they're like, well, there isn't one. I'm like,
yeah.
Can you just screw can we just get a plastic plate that puts a key 501 into an L7T? That would be cool. Well, maybe. And they're just looking at me like, just come on, so.
All right.
Yeah. 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 Did I see Marty pop in?
Yes, Marty.
Hi, Marty.
Marty was here.
Did we do this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the $5. Opinion between Audio Frog GB 6.5s and Arc Audio RS 6.5. Brian Mitchell seems compelling, but hearing your comments on the GB, man, I swear to God, you guys just hit us with some of the worst questions ever. This is a tough one. So I've heard more GB 6.5s than I have heard the RS 6.5s. The RS 6.5, I am sure is like every situation I've heard in it has been incredible. However, I've done, and I personally have put a set of GB 6.5s in cars, and I know
exactly,
that's just
right?
it. It's like which 10 do you want to take home?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like I give you $100 in one bill or two.
Well, you know, and the thing of it is, yes, exactly. There's 250s or 100. Which one do you want?
Exactly.
Oh God,
Like,
I'm gonna take the 100 just because I don't want the two bills. You know, this is one of those things where it's like, man, just pick one. Just pick one, put it in. You're not going to be disappointed. If you were leaning towards the RS, which it sounds like you are, totally go with the RS, man, because like, dude, they're incredible. And Ada there, and that's why he said that, because, and I know Ada's laughing right now because he's a huge ARC dealer and he's a huge Audio Frog dealer. Like, he's run both in his cars.
Correct.
Cars, because, and I'm surprised he,
which one, because
yeah, exactly. Well, it's funny too, because I'm sure at some point in his life he had like maybe the Black Series and the GBs at the same time, or I know he's got something with RS in it right now, and he's had plenty of stuff with GB in it. So, you know, for him to say pick one,
see, this is what I want to do. I want to do a demo, for example, GBs, RS, same car.
So he said that. I'm just gonna. You know, Ada says the RS is a little better. I've owned both. Arc Rock.
The Vet has the RS. There you go.
Yeah. So the Vet has the
He never had the Blacks.
I never. Okay, you know, and that was the thing.
What the heck, man?
Because the Blacks. Remember, because the Blacks became the RS.
Yeah.
So he's only been an ARC dealer for
120 years.
2 years or so now. So
very good.
That's why he's never had the Blacks. Okay.
Well, all right.
Okay. So, anyways, great question, but man, could you make them any tougher?
I know, right? Well, like I say, I would love to have two different demos, same song, same cars, two different, of course, systems, and just have from one car to another, just to see. That would be great.
When will the SMD AMM-1 be back, or where are any for sale? Man, I don't know. Yeah,
check the website.
Okay, so the reason why I clicked on this is if anybody does have an AMM-1 that likes just sitting in their toolbox and I'd like to sell to Slick Visual TTM, DMM, and I'd be more than happy to buy it from you.
Yeah. All right, so I have this one for you. Ready?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so
I'm gonna get
question.
A drink. Go ahead.
All right, so question. It's a Durango 2012 with the Alpine system.
Did you say 2012?
2012. 2012. God, I swear, it seems like 2012. 2012 with the Alpine system.
Yep.
He put amplifier for 212s, right?
Yeah.
But every time he closes the door, he has that crazy sound on the subwoofers.
Yeah.
What do I need to disconnect to get rid of that system?
You need to get rid of your high level to low level adapter and get the amp or get the Sub Pro from pack-audio.com.
He says it's any microphones that I have to disconnect. I grab the remote from the cigarette lighter.
Well, that's fine, but is the amp okay? So here's the problem. Here's what's going on. A lot of people don't understand that if you take an amplifier and hook it up via high level to low level, it turns off.
Before you go,
right?
What I was thinking is the Bluetooth mic.
Nope.
The factory Bluetooth mic.
It's 2012. 2012 did not have that problem. More than likely, the easiest solution to this is just go buy the Sub Pro from pack-audio.com. Go buy the Sub Pro. It's going to fix the bass roll off. It's going to fix the equalization of the subwoofer. It's going to fix all the sound problems that it's having, so you actually will get to use the wattage that the amplifier that you put in is giving you, because a lot of the wattage is just going to the fact that there's bass roll off and it's trying to produce sounds that are too low. So
that is not there.
That's not there. So first things first is to really fix this problem, go get a Sub Pro. Secondly, if you don't want to do that, what most people don't realize is that if you use the internal high level to low level on an amplifier, it automatically uses DC offset and shuts off it turns the remote turn on into an output, not an input. So what you end up doing is if you use internal high level to low level, it'll sense DC offset. It feeds 12 volts out back into whatever circuit in the car you're tapped into. So actually the amplifier is now tapped into the circuit for the accessory. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that sucks. So he's not using the remote, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the easiest fix for this is to go to an external high level to low level adapter.
Like an LC1i.
That has a switch for turning off DC offset.
Yeah. Sub Pro. So ve a packaudio.com y busca el Sub Pro y eso te va a ayudar más de lo que en todos los problemas que tienes.
Hold on. Abstract Audio just had an epiphany. I recently discovered that there is so much more to do than car audio. Can you believe it? Hope all is well. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, no kidding.
You're lying.
Who?
That's what someone just said. You're lying. I bought an Epicenter as a first-time user. What would be a good starting point? I listen to classic rock, Van Halen, and the likes. All right. So I know a lot of people want to start turning dials because if it comes with dials, you have to turn them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what they're there for. Okay. 12 o'clock. Put them both at 12 o'clock. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
So just leave them at 12 o'clock. Rock on for a little bit. Adjust your button. Leave them at 12 o'clock.
That's it.
Hundreds of these things. 12 o'clocks. That's just it. That's it. You're gonna love Van Halen and all that crap.
Yeah.
O'clock. I know a lot of people are like, what? Oh man, I don't know. All right, go for it. Jeff and I laughed about that the other day because some dude got in there and he was like, Jeff goes, dude, he had these things all jacked up. And I said, did you put it back to 12 o'clock? And he goes, yeah. He goes, oh, that sounds great. I just purchased the DMX 9707S. It's still it'll be going into my 2004 Tahoe Limited. Can you give me some tips on the install? Is that the new short chassis? Or is that the old short? Is that the old
97? No, it's the short one.
No? What's it? Anyways, 04 Tahoe. Really what you want, get a saw, and when you pull the radio out of the dash, if your dash is still complete, because a lot of those dashes are not, if your radio is still complete, when you pull it out, you're going to see your air conditioners is here on the bottom. And if you follow the air conditioner straight back, you'll see that there is a plastic shelf and it kind of has like a half pike on it. Take the air conditioner out, get a saw, like a molding saw. That's what we use. It's behind Fernando's head right now. And remove the whole half pike. Come up the sides, remove those, remove. There's a metal piece in the back. Leave the metal piece, but remove the plastic part that attaches to it. Yeah. Just take all that shit out of the car. Then you'll have plenty of room for all your harnesses. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So, but yeah, other than that, just making room in the dash is really the only thing there is in those. Other than that, it's super easy to put a radio in that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And then sometimes the 04s have amplifiers in the glove box. Mm-hmm. What does he want? Hi. Okay, go. You can go do that. I'll finish this. We want to finish this one. No, go ahead.
Wait.
Oh no, we're almost done anyways. Yeah. Sometimes they have amplifiers in the glove box. Metro does make a harness for that. So that's it. That's what we got. Hey guys, that's the show. It's been an hour. Unbelievable. If you'd like to pick up your IRTA 2, that's like half the questions you guys asked tonight. That was the answer to those questions for you. You can head over to DNF Tool Drawer. DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools that we use in our installation. Christmas is coming, so giving your loved ones that, say, hey, go here and buy me anything, but specifically the IRTA 2. Yes. Definitely where you can find it. Stay tuned for Monday. We'll be talking more about MasterTech Expo and how you can enter to be considered to possibly compete. It's so many words. Just stay tuned for Monday. We'll be back with more information. We'll answer more questions. MasterTech Expo, we're going to be talking more about that. And then just, doing all the fun thing we do on Monday. It's the weekend. Go forth. Be merry. See you guys Monday. We'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Fade to black.